Okay, we'll be running under Robert's rules, and this will be the only warning everybody's getting so that we can have a smooth transition in our meeting today. Thank you. Now, do we have any public comments? Raymond. Okay, go ahead, Raymond. You
Yes,
can, oh,
I'm good right here.
Okay.
I'm here questioning the railroad crossing on Baylor Street.
mhm.
I was told it was gonna be fixed last Tuesday, and still this Tuesday hasn't been fixed. And I'm just wondering how we're coming along with getting that, because it's a real steep bump on there. They didn't fix it right.
Okay,
So I don't know if y'all are aware of it or not. And my other is the traffic flow on Baylor Street. It's getting out of hand. It's just too fast. Some of us are gonna get run over. We don't have sidewalks. People have to walk on the street. And so I would just like for y'all to look into it and see what kind of recommendations y'all would have. Because there's not a stop sign for about 3 or 4 blocks and people get going pretty fast. That's it.
okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, any other, that's it? Okay. Okay, now we'll, monthly, quarterly reports, Allegiance. Oh, geez, Stephanie's not here.
Stephanie just texted me that she's running a little bit late.
Okay, so we'll put her for the, okay, we'll move her. Monthly report, special management, John Redgate.
Got a couple of things that I've been asked for a good while. I just want to bring them up very briefly.
Okay.
Okay, concerning the guys in the field, and we've had a lot of questions about the contractors.
Did your thing
I'm not sure.
I think it is now. Right.
Thank you.
Okay. I go back. I've received a lot of questions and comments from people that I've run into around the city, noticing the contractors running around taking care of some things that we have, and asking some questions about, you know, our water department, our maintenance department, things like that. Well, as I stated to them, that the council was on one of our meetings, we had set aside to get our equipment taken care of and then go and hire our employees and get our system back up to speed. We're still in the process of trying to get the equipment taken care of and things like that. There's no sense of hiring people if you don't have the
Equipment for them to work with. And also let them in on which another, I'll talk a little bit further, along with the Tech dot and some of the other larger projects that we've had around the city as of lately. Which there again, I will touch address on that. But there's been no, I just want to make, there's no misunderstandings that the city's not disbanding its workforce. We're trying to obtain a workforce and get our equipment back up so we can have a manageable team. Give you an example, we had an 8-man crew, 4 on maintenance, 4 on water. Well, we're down to a 4-man crew total. So how do you have a water department if you have 1 man? So what I have the guys do is work together as a 1 unit to handle whatever comes out of City Hall with our workers. And that's what the guys have been doing. It's been working pretty well for a short staff we have. So that's the best we can do right now. Once we hire more people, and that comes into play, well, then your water maintenance departments will go back to their normal staffing levels and their normal needs. And so far, the guys have been doing very well. The projects that have been laying around town, we've had large amounts of sewer trunk failures, which is certainly beyond the city's ability to handle. These are long runs, they're 18 to 25 feet deep. They're 10 to 14 inch diameter in some areas. So it's been a little bit out of the city's scope. We have been using a contractor the city's used before. All the contractors we've been using are contractors the cities has been using for the past 10, 12 years. You'll notice that there's some citizens have noticed, myself along with some engineers, down by the water pump stations and by the water tower. Those are with our American Rescue Act that we're dealing with right now. And we're putting brand new pumps in the water infrastructure system to build the water capacity up, the total capacity up for the city of Odom. And that's been funded. We have the money. We're in process. Questions, I'll be more than happy to try to answer them as best I can.
John, so the 550,000 that we got from American Rescue Act, it's in our bank.
Yes, sir, it is.
And are we utilizing that money now?
Yes, sir, we are. Well, we are. We've paid the engineering staff. We're doing the studies. We're ordering materials. So yes, sir, we're actively using that money right now. Yes, sir.
So the next couple of months, you should start working on that tower?
No, not on
Okay.
the tower, on the water pumps themselves, over on 77 coming in,
Mhm.
right-hand side, you'll see the tanks and the pumps.
All right.
You notice, those of you that look up there, you see those three big blue knobs sticking up out of the ground? Those are vertical water pumps. We're not going to vertical anymore. We're gonna go to horizontal pumps. They're easier to work on and more efficient for the city and easier to get parts for. But we have right now 500 GPM supplying the city. We're going to 725 GPM times 3.
Good.
For future growth. of the
Yeah.
city.
And that's what we're having
We also
now.
are putting in a bypass manifold to help us out with our water tower. The water tower issue, we're putting a bypass system in the event that we have an issue with the water tower. That's all part of the $560,000 group. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's all earmarked, yes, sir.
Now, what about the grant money from the county, the 2.4 million?
Okay, that's stated for infrastructure systems, and we're still in the process of putting all of that together. I've been working with some not attorneys, but engineers coming out of San Antonio and things like that. So we're trying to get all of that worked out. And basically, that's kind of a hit and wish list that you want to do this, and then you have to redefine and then prioritize.
Okay.
And that's not just for the city of Odom, it's with everyone that's involved in that program and that process. You put in there, you want a Ferrari and you settle for the Volkswagen, but hey, you know what, you get a car out of it.
So when do we get that 2.4?
That right now, we're probably probably another 2.5 months or maybe 3 months out on that. It's been awarded where we haven't got it, because what the reason is they want to know and finalize a scope.
Okay,
Once the scope is finalized, then they can put the funds to that scope,
okay,
and then you're gonna move forward. But you have a mark. 2.4 is our mark,
okay,
and we have to be within that 2.4 for our scope.
all right, okay. And then, the last question I have, you're working with TxDOT on the drainage and all that?
Yes, sir.
How's that going?
It's going fine. Now, that kind of hit the city a little by lack of better terminology, kind of a face slap, because we weren't aware that we were going to be involved in it as much as we are. We have a lot of old intersecting water lines that are running parallel to these street areas that these drainage areas are going to cross. And in those areas, we have to go below and away from the drainage systems that are going in. Some areas are nice and easy, some areas are not. And in the process of locating those areas, we also located water lines going down 234 that had been internally leaking for some time. We took care of those. And so that's been an ongoing process, and hopefully within the next 30 days or so, we'll be out of that portion of it. And that is not paid for by TxDOT, that's paid for by the city.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. That's all I got.
okay.
Below, you can see how many citations have been issued. You see that in January, 142 citations were issued. In February, 104. You see that 108 right next to the 104. That means that an officer gave a citation with a couple of citations on there. It was not just the one. And then in March, it went up a little bit to 154. And so there are your totals. If anyone has any questions, I am fully staffed. The one that I hired, the last one that I hired is working out real well. And so I'm just real proud of my staff because they've been working very hard, that if I need to take off or doctor appointment or something, that I feel comfortable in leaving them because they're doing a good job. Any questions?
Yes, I have one.
Yes, sir.
Like, so I'm looking at these, the case activities. So I would think majority of those are probably 75% are people coming through town.
Yes, sir.
So how easy is it for them to pay? Let's say that officer pulls them over on a Saturday or Sunday, or maybe even a Thursday, and they're from the valley. How easy is it for them so that they don't have to come all the way back over? Do y'all have
Absolutely. Whenever they are from Houston, from the valley,
Mhm.
we do get a lot of citations from the valley, either people going north or people going back home. And a lot of, a lot of good, honest people, 2 or 3 days, they'll be calling in the office, what do I need to do? What is necessary for me to take steps? And we'll work with them, whether put them on a payment plan, or we have an indigent program when they can't work, they're sick. I require for them to send documentation from a doctor that they cannot work, and then we put them to do some type of community service. But the majority, I'd say about, maybe 70% the people call in themselves.
So,
Honestly, they call in.
so I guess let me rephrase my question. So they call in, they receive a citation,
Yes, sir.
and they want to take care of it. So do you take the payment over the phone?
Well, we can take it over the phone, or they can call online and pay it online. And
Okay.
usually they'll pay it there, they'll call it, and we'll pay it online in the office.
Okay, so they don't have to
No, sir.
drive all the way back
No,
over.
no,
Okay.
no,
All
I
right.
would never want them to do that because, them getting over here, the cost of gas and all that. So
Right.
if they can pay it online, they charge them, I think, like a 3 or 4% increase, but it is nothing compared to the price of gas right now for them to drive over here.
So one more question.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's say somebody gets pulled over Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Okay, they impound his vehicle for a citation.
Yes, sir.
He has nowhere to go. He's here in town. Is there maybe a 24-hour number they can call, or are we not set
To
up
see
for
about
that?
the citation?
Huh?
To see about the citation or to see about the impound car? You asked me two things right
The,
there.
well, I guess,
To take care of it.
The citation?
and I guess it's more of a question because this old man got pulled over
Yes, sir.
and his car was impounded, and he was at the Shell station, and he had nowhere to go, but he wanted to take care of his spine so he could get his vehicle back.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
That happens quite often.
the police chief happened to be around, so he took care of it for him. So
You took him to get his.
I don't know, but he took care of it.
Yes.
However way he took care of it didn't matter to me. But individual comes through here, I didn't want them to be put in that situation. Do we have something in place that will prevent that from happening?
They can call, and even if I have to come back into the office on a Saturday or a Sunday. But I don't know, Chief, you answered this question for me. If a vehicle is
No,
impounded
but most of the time, if he's gonna resolve the violation, you can probably go online and resolve it online.
online.
Okay.
The violation automatically goes on there, and if it's electronically, a ticket writer.
Okay.
As soon as you get a citation with a ticket writer, process. But if by hand, we gotta wait for the application to process. That will also do the process.
All right. Well, I think it was failure to have insurance, and I think he got insurance at night. He did get insurance at night, but it was after the fact. The time was after the. I don't know. I don't know. He got on the road.
I believe, sir, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that,
When you have certain situations like that, when you do the impact, it's gonna be, any option, somebody wants to do a right to hotel or to.
Okay.
They can't contact you, try to get an opportunity for them to go and get the car released during that time. I have to call the village, or sometimes comes in and releases the vehicle.
Okay.
We're not gonna leave anybody stranded.
Right. Okay.
Most of the 99.9% of the time, someone's gonna have somewhere to go or have something to come pick them up.
Yeah, I think that's the answer I was looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also my understanding, Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, that if somebody gets their vehicle impounded for no liability insurance, that vehicle cannot get released unless they have, the liability insurance. Lots of times they'll have to go to the courthouse on weekdays, buy the insurance for 2 or 3 days, bring it so that their vehicle can be released and then they take care of their citation. Is that correct?
Okay.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah, sometimes they get insurance online.
Huh?
Which is-
Online?
Yeah. Okay. And then you said you're full staff, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So
One full and one half.
a full-time and a part-time.
Yes, sir.
And how long is that part-time? You were missing a part-timer?
One left and I hired a new one about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. All right.
Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any way we can talk about G?
No, we have to wait.
You have to wait?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just reports.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Building check, is that the school or community store or?
Actually check all the buildings are from the school to all the businesses. And also we have some residents that call us, the police department, say they're not gonna be home. If we could check the residents and they do the.
Oh, good.
check the door.
Oh, okay.
All the accidents go to extreme, to the extreme accident, they are, and it's lot, they go to the lot, all the accidents. There's certain also, different vehicles that he actually keeps as well, that are too large or anything like that. Wouldn't accept anything too large in our impound. We do have 4 officers right now. We are still electing 2 officers, or to hire right now. That's everyone, not just us. We got several departments.
be going to discussion and action items to be considered. Action item A, discuss and consider and take action to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 7th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for March 7th.
Okay, motion made by Hector. Do I have a second?
I have a second.
Okay, any discussion? No discussion? Okay, we'll take a final vote from place 2.
Yes.
Place 3,
Yes.
place 5.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Okay, discuss, consider, and take action to approve resolution number 623 to suspend CenterPoint Energy 2023 and annual GRIP adjustment for the South Texas Division. Rich Silvas.
Hello, Mayor, Council.
Yes, sir.
Here again, we did our March 2nd, we filed with the Rural Commission and the city of Odom and other cities here in South Texas for the grid, which is the increase for the residential is rate for 372 for residential customers, 2703 to 3075 per month. Scheduled to go in effect May 1st, 2023. And under the GRIP statute, cities may not challenge the company's request. The only action the city will take is to suspend the effective date of the rate increase by 45 days. If you don't adopt the resolution,
Any other questions?
So either way, it's going to change. It's just a matter of prolonging it.
yes, that is correct.
Do I have a motion to suspend CenterPoint Energy?
Make a motion to approve resolution 623.
I second.
Okay, motion made by Isaac, second by Yolanda. Any questions? Any discussion? Okay, we'll take a vote. We'll take a vote. Place 2,
Yes.
place 3,
Yes.
place 4, place 5.
Yes.
Motion passed.